here we are again. So I'm going to give it a couple seconds because I've got a pretty awesome announcement that I want to make. A couple, I think, actually. So when you find me, where are you at? What platform are you following from? I'm live right now on YouTube and Facebook. I did not go live on TikTok this time because I was overstimulating last week. So let me know where you're from and what platform you're on. Send me an emoji, something, and we're going to dive into some big stuff today. Super excited. So as always, I do have my cards here. So at the end of this today, we are going to pull an energy read for what to do for the next week, navigating the next week of energy. You guys have heard me harp. For those of you that have watched the monthly forecast that we have pre-recorded on the website, you are aware that November is full of opportunity. It is loaded with the law of polarity, which means ooh, I don't like this. What's the exact opposite? And shifting into that. So we've got big chances to really level up. I've already recorded the energy forecast for the 13th through to the 19th. I'm just going to open up my chat here because I can see if you've been following. There we go. Hi, Ontario. Oh my goodness. Hi, Debbie. Amazing. I love you guys so much. Hi, Ashley. Yes. Okay. I will answer some of your questions. I have about an hour today, so I'm going to watch the comments for questions. Let's dive into whatever we can. Let me be of service. I'm an Ascension advisor for those of you that are brand new. What is an Ascension advisor? I am a chick who's figured it out. We're just going to put it like that. Sagittarius, so I love education. I have taken a buttload of credentials, which is ridiculous, but here I am. And I have built a company, a mentoring company that's global. So we've got incredible mentors that help you step into your highest timeline. And we help you with your ascension process. We have lived it. We have done it. We are on the other side. We are in our highest timeline, and we just want to support changing a million lives. So that's our jam right now. And today we're going to break down in this Ascension series some stepping stones, some tools on how to really arrive in your highest timeline. We're going to talk about becoming unshakable. That is the theme of my life right now. And I have something that I want to launch and throw it out there and see what sticks. So November is going to be full of everything that's holding you back being highlighted. Gross, right? I know. It's like, oh, awesome. There's that. Cool. It is about looking at our reflection in the world through the law of correspondence and discovering what can I do? What can I heal to level myself up? And we're going to talk about healing your beliefs. So I teach this in the program Fully Awaken and Ascend. Hi, Irma. Hi, Kat. Your beliefs create an emotion. That emotion creates the frequency or is the frequency. That creates the way you perceive. That creates your outcome. So there's 5 main steps to creating anything that you desire to align with or don't want to desire to align with. Hi, Dare. So with that, November is going to give you an opportunity to discover which beliefs are limiting your highest timeline, which ones are blocking you, which ones are getting in the way of you really arriving. And it's wild. It has a lot of ebb and flow this month where we're feeling so inspired and so excited and so like, oh, here I go, I'm in alignment. And we're seeing like the repetitive numbers, we're getting the signs, we're getting all the things. And then it has this little like low of like, oh, what the fuck am I actually doing with my life right now? So is anybody else feeling that? Like, where are you at with those ups and downs? Because they are wild. I've got all these notifications on my phone. I'm just going to turn that away because it's showing up on all things. So where are you at with your journey? I know there is a thing called Ascension Symptoms, okay? I have very strong opinions on what those are. So I'll hint to the fact that the higher your vibration, so Ascension Symptoms are physical disharmony in the body that we feel as we begin to ascend or awaken or expand or raise our vibration, where you're going to get some physical symptoms for 2 reasons. As your belief structure, your knowledge, your knowing, your experience, your connection to higher energies becomes higher, the physical body has to catch up. So it's going to change the way the cellular structure vibrates in the law of vibration. It's going to change that frequency vibration. So the body's going to catch up. You're going to feel a little disharmony. If you have emotional blockages stored in, for example, I had many stormed in my stormed. I need to recenter and talk here. Ready? English. Um, what if you aren't sure what you believe? Just be curious. You don't have to believe anything. I don't believe anything. I just think a certain way right now, and that changes very rapidly. So curiosity is where it's at. All of the like, what ifs? That's it. Um, so as your connection to higher vibrational energy, wisdom, and it starts to embody in your body, your physical meat has to adjust its vibration to catch up. So you're going to get some symptoms that looks like flu-like symptoms, leg cramps, ringing of the ears, blurry eyes, headaches, clogged throat. I've been losing my voice on and off because I'm going to a different level right now. The throat chakra, the self-expression, which I'm going to talk about in a minute here. And I just thought of something to write down. So it's just disharmony. It could be bladder infections. It could be yeast infections. It could be lymph dick. It could be a lot of different things. It's your body trying to attune to these new vibrations. They are temporary. The second piece of that is we live on a planet that's highly polluted with a lot of radiation. So you're going to be feeling that. So you hear people talk about like radiation poisoning and stuff like that. Your body's just becoming a higher vibe. So therefore, it feels the gross stuff on our planet a little more intently. Totally normal. You will adjust. I understand that it's uncomfortable, but if you sit there and focus on how horrible it is, and you keep telling the story of this is so uncomfortable, this sucks, I hate the dizziness, I hate the nausea, I hate all of these things, like this is so hard, when's it going to get better? Then the majority of your thought will always create the outcome. So if you're putting your focus on how hard it is, you're just going to slow down the process of moving through it. So I want you to be really aware of that. If instead you're like, oh shit, I'm ascending, I'm leveling up, then it's going to move through you with a lot more ease and you're going to elevate and you're going to be done with it sooner, kind of thing. So it's really important, even though it's super uncomfortable. I understand. I have been on this journey for a really long time. I get it. But it's where you put your focus. So I want you to think about that a little bit and be very mindful of that. December is going to be an incredible, incredible experience for us, probably the best yet. It's very high vibe. It's very connected. It's very visionary. It's very like, this is the vision I have. This is the desire I have. This is the inspired action to arrive there. December is going to be beautiful if you allow it to. If you do the work to arrive there, which means what are the beliefs that are holding me back and how do I transition them? How do I heal them? How do I find them even, right? It's a journey. So we have a program called Divine Alignment, which is like a treasure hunt for what's holding me back. What are the vibrations that are slowing me down? And we go on a treasure hunt and we find them and then we restructure them and help change the way you process that energy, help change the habitual pattern moving into something that serves you instead of something that limits you. So it's really intense, really beautiful program, but you are capable of doing this on your own. It just sometimes takes a little bit slower. I still, even though I am the founder of this company and I have been doing this work for over 23 years now, 23 or 24, I don't even know, 20 something years, I still work with one of my mentors to support me in what's going on here because we're human and we're always absorbing and we're always observing. We have to make sure that we're putting our thoughts, our vibration into the right pathway instead of the one. Right isn't the right word, the higher vibration, the desired outcome instead of the lower outcome, the things that keep us stuck. Hi, Bonnie. So I'll give you some tips on how to do that. You're going to, and then we're going to get into something really exciting. I'm going to spill some tea on what's going on in my world. So the first thing you're going to do is sit with your journal and you're going to process or write down, where is there lack in your life? So just on one page, you're going to be like, where is there lack? Is there financial lack? Is there friendship lack? Is there fulfillment lack? Is there lack of physical energy, mental clarity? Is there lack of love, connectivity? Like, where's their lack? And then I want you to dive into, what was I taught? What did I witness from my caregivers? What did I witness that would have allowed me to create or believe that this lack is necessary? That's going to be your starting point. And then you're going to go into spending time with that younger version of yourself and telling them a different story and demonstrating a different story. It's literally that simple. If you do nothing else, you will change your entire life just by doing that. Just going to look at some comments here. Deciding if I want to jump into that comment or not. So, hey, Brie. All right. So the comment is I've been so angry as of late because everything that's going on in the world. And yesterday I asked Gaia to transmute it into all protection for the children in the world. And I felt so light afterwards. It's really beautiful that you were able to do that. When we feel the pain of how stupid humans are and the horrible things that humans do, we are, as a collective, okay, the majority, fucking dumbasses. I'm getting a t-shirt that says, don't be a dumbass. Like, we are mean, we are greedy, we are selfish, we are very self-driven. We are a species of survival and we are evolving or awakening or ascending, same thing, into a species of thriving, into unity. It's a long haul, but there's a lot of us that are already there, which is incredible. Like, we weren't 20 years ago. And we're seeing different ways and um, pathways to discover that and to feel the lack of unity. Because we're such a dumb species, when we understand the lack is when we begin to inspire change, when we begin to create change for ourselves. It's that contrast of, I don't want that anymore. And there's a lot of humanity right now that, in my personal opinion, trigger, if you don't like this, you can fuck off. In my personal opinion right now, the souls that are coming out so courageous in not wanting to identify as the norm, not wanting to fit into a mold, not wanting to be, I have to go to school, marry the opposite sex, identify as one of those things, buy a home, make babies, do the best that I can do. Those that are breaking free of that, those that are saying, I don't want your label. I don't want to do it. I don't want to fit into this contrast, this box. Those that are becoming liberated in self-expression and showing themselves to the world, because that takes a lot of fucking courage, those are the game changers. Those are the ones that we need to be looking at and going, okay, how do we stand united? How do we stand together and hold hands? How do we break the barriers of what was? So I have so much admiration for every soul that was brave enough to step out of that and stand in their truth instead of fitting the mold or the expectation. So that's just my personal, I'll get off my soapbox now, but we are moving. And I think that is evidence of it. Humanity is so caught up in the wrong of everything. So we had like the movement with Bud Light and, a certain person on TikTok that just created this ripple effect of harshness and judgment. And that's not what it's about. This is about being who we are inside, our soul on fire, on display, which leads me to what I want to bring forward, which I'm really excited about. So a couple of different things are happening in my world. That was like, I felt like I was just, super spicy, Lori. I've had a massive transition over the last month. It has been a slow trickle, a slow burn, and I didn't recognize what was happening right away. I just recognized like, oh, there's a little bit of chaos. Oh, there's a little bit of chaos. Oh, I don't really like this. Oh, I'm going to communicate. And I didn't know. It's always in hindsight that we see what was happening. And it's in hindsight that we see how everything is being showcased to us through the law of correspondence. So the law of correspondence is everything is a reflection of you. Everything, the low vibe and the high vibe, everything that you are moving into is being reflected in your world right now, 100%. So when you are seeing signs and evidence of, I can't say the word synchronicity, I think, when you're getting that, that's my dyslexia right there. When you're getting that, that is evidence that you are evolving, that you are awakening, that you are ascending, that you are aligning with a higher version of yourself. So awesome, amazing. There's that piece. So as I'm moving through what felt like chaos, and it was a lot of chaos, and today is my turning point. where I was like, mother, that's what's happening. So, without sharing too many personal details, because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or anything like that, because sometimes I'm still nice, even though I'm spicy. I have gone through a series of mm, don't taint my energy. We'll put it like that. A series of this is not working for my energy. This is not working for the life I've built for myself. This is not working. I I'm in the retreat property, right? There's a forest behind me. There are a lot of energies in the forest behind me. Some of them are really beautiful and loving. There's a dragon, amazing. There's all of these loving, loving things, but there's one that I'm like, not a fan at all. I don't, mm-mm. And everybody who comes over, it's way off in the corner, fringing on the neighbor's property, is like, what is that? And I'm like, right? I'm like, don't talk to it. I've got boundaries with it. I've done all the things I need to do. We're good. We're good. Until I know its intention. When I know its intention and it wants to demonstrate its intention to me, that is when I will open up the gateways into how can I be of service. But until I know your intention, I'm not doing it. Same thing with people in my life. Anyways, so that has triggered my brain loves to be anxious. Like if there was an award for anxiety, my ego would win it in a heartbeat. It loves anxiety. It loves to just whoop into worst case scenario all the time, to the point where sometimes like I'll be driving and a negative thought will come in and I will move all the way through it in 30 seconds and be planning the funeral. Like boom, done. And I'm like, whoa, you are sneaky and fast. So I've learned over the years how to handle this, how to navigate this, how to love this, how to honor it, how to heal it. It used to impact me so much that I wasn't able to leave my own home, like not even to go out on the front step. Like I would just, I'd be like, oh, I can't. And when it's dark, ick, not fun. So now I've moved on to this property where there's a lot of energy and there's coyotes and there's a skunk that loves to be in my backyard. And I have 2 dogs that I need to take out at night. And I don't know where the skunk is. And oh my God. And I get so anxious, you guys. I get so anxious that I'm like, I start singing a song just to let whatever's there know that I know it's there, but I'm not going to acknowledge it because I'm not going to partake in it. So I start singing like Bob Marley, don't worry, everything's going to be okay. Like that, like, don't worry about a little thing. Every little thing's going to be all right. Like I literally start singing that song to calm myself down while the anxiousness is rising. And then I unhook the dogs from their leads and I close the gate. And as soon as I turn my back to go into the house, it's like, oh my God, can we go any faster? Not fun. I don't want to do that anymore. And it just takes over. Oh, stop. So that happened. Bringing in a puppy into my home has created a lot of, you know, busy stuff. And my family and all the people involved with this puppy, we all have a very different approach to puppy. So that's created a little bit of conflict amongst family of like, no, this is how we do it. No, this is how we do it. And getting everybody on the same page has been like, anyways, we're there now. That's great. But that was an adventure, which then triggers me into this isn't going to work for me. Oh my God. And I got tailspin. Awesome. So I've been processing this. Then I just hired a brand new, amazing, I cannot wait for you guys to meet this woman, executive assistant, which is going to cost me quite a bit of money. So then I'm like, wow, like our overhead here is already here. So now I'm going to be spending this much more plus blah, 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 blah. And so then I went a little anxious down that path. And I was like, what is going on with me? This is not who I am. So over the last couple of days, weeks, I've been acknowledging that, I wonder why I get so stressy. What's going on? Like, is it the energy? Is it the ascension process? What is this? And then I'm identifying, oh, I'm being stressy again. Let's stop. Let's stop that. And then when I'm stressy, my animals are stressy. I have Trevor the kitten who goes completely feral. He goes from the most affectionate thing in the world, super amazing and snuggly. He makes me like cats. I didn't like cats before him. And then he goes into total feral where he literally will hunt me, which is funny, but also painful. So when I'm anxiousy, stressy, Trevor's hunting and Roxy's chewing things that she shouldn't be chewing. And Frankie, my boy, is Eeyoring. He's being Eeyore in his crate, like totally pouting. So I know when I'm off based on that reflection. And there's been a little bit of that lately. So I'm like, okay, I got to change this. I desire to change this. So there's a word flip for you. I don't need to, I desire. Need is a shame word. We're not going to use that word anymore. Take it out of your vocabulary. We're going to move into I desire to understand and change this. This is not allowing my highest timeline in. And to date, I am in my highest timeline. I am living the life that I have always envisioned for myself. And then I got clear on like, okay, what's next? What's next? And I'm not going to get to what's next if I'm going to be stressy, right? So I've been processing, but I have not been dedicating time to my meditations. We've been really busy right here with the other executive assistant transitioning out and being hit and miss with stuff, and the new one coming in, she starts next week. So there, a few things have been a bit chaotic for me, right? Again, a reflection of my inner stressy. So one of the things that I know, this is going to be story time. Ready? Maybe grab a drink. I don't know what to tell you. Here we go. I'm going to talk. So I discovered when I was living in Central America that I am completely invincible. And this is going to sound a little egotistical, but I don't care. It's true. I'm invincible. I am unstoppable. When I choose something, when I dedicate, when I visualize something, there's no way it's not happening. I am completely unstoppable and invincible, and nothing will get in my way. And I have learned to honor the fact that I am important. You are important, not because of your past, not because you do great things in the world, not because you blah, blah, blah. You are important because you are important. And that's a big mind flip. I used to have to justify why I felt I was worthy or important. I don't do that anymore. I know my worth. I honor my worth. I love my worth. I love my damn self so much. And I've healed so much. So I came to this conclusion of this really big awareness, this embodiment of I'm invincible. Like nothing is going to take me down. Nothing. Everything that comes into my world, into my experience is something I have created to either go good fucking job, Dime, or maybe look at this and heal what's going on within. And that is how I approach my entire life. So over the last little while, knowingly, heightening into stressy and then coming back down to myself and then heightening into stressy and coming back. And I'm like, wow, something's really moving through me and surfacing. So when you are in alignment, you will have the most beautiful experiences happen. When you are aware of your desire, the very thing required for you will take the path of least resistance, the highest outcome, path of least resistance for you to understand what's required to level up. That's how it works. 100% that's how it works. So yesterday, I have a group of mentors that have just started level 2. And in level 2, we formulate, oh yeah, Bonnie, I'm giving you a shout out. In level 2, we formulate your program for the world. And my background is business development. It's a lot of different things. Anyways, doesn't matter. So I support level 2 in creating the program, fine-tuning their skill, fine-tuning their psyche, fine-tuning everything that they already are, that they just don't know they are because I can see it. And I help them develop a program and a marketing and everything to bring themselves to the world. So one of my mentors, Bonnie, B, actually, just B. I love her. I had the honor of sitting with her and working through her program yesterday. And I was like, all right, give it a go. Let's do it to me. So she took me through one of her sessions. And during that session, the first thing that came channeled through her, she has this program called Call Home, where she will call home like a phone call. She'll just call home to whoever you're connected to and channel the conversation. It's amazing. So she calls home for me. And the first thing that comes through is you're letting your ego get in the way over the little things. And my ego is like, no, I'm not. Like as soon as she started, I'm taking notes and I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm in my highest timeline. Like, I don't understand. So she keeps going through and she keeps going through and she keeps going through. And then she says something in regards to, because I am struggling being a puppy mom. Like it's exhausting. So here we are. I love her, however. So I'm like, man, this girl, this puppy, like she's wearing me out. Like, oh, I don't know how much longer I can do this. And I'm getting into a little doubt of can I keep going? Right. Like we're working through some stuff. And so the second thing she says to me is she channels my grandmother. So she calls my grandmother and who is like my person. And my grandma, the first thing she says is the little pitter patter feet that are running around you, you'll learn to love them. It'll be amazing. Just be patient. Bonnie has no idea what she's sharing with me. And I'm like, I just got slapped in the face, which then made me realize in that very moment, the stressy that I was having about Roxy's pitter pattering feet and everything that she's doing in the house because she's eating the baseboards and she's pooping and she's peeing and it's a lot of fucking work and she doesn't stop and she doesn't sleep through the night. And I'm just like, oh my God, how do I do this? And she's really mean to Trevor, but we're working on it. So I get stressy. I get like, huh? And so then all of a sudden it commented back, it linked back to the first comment of your letting your ego get carried away with you. And then as soon as she said that, it blew off into a million other things where I was like, oh my God, I'm stressing about this and this and this and this. And I was like, whoa. So then I move through the rest of the night. Wednesdays are I don't work. I have a date with my partner because we don't cohabitate. So I get to see Corey. We spend the evening together. It was storming, hail. We took umbrellas and went in the hot tub with umbrellas so that we could be in the hot tub just to spend time together without any distractions. It was awesome. And then this morning I woke up really early and I was like, I had a situation happen where again, I went right into stress right away for about 45 minutes, losing my shit. I'm not going to lie. I was full spice. That should be one of the Spice Girls, like full spice. Anyway, and then all of a sudden I caught it and I stopped it and I went outside and I'm standing on the back deck and there's that thing, right? And I'm looking at the thing in the forest. I'm like, let's chat. You're shaking me. You shake me. I don't want to be shook. I want to be unshakable. And I know I can be. And I know I'm really close to that. The only thing I've left to do is manage the stressy. The ego's desire to be like, and run around and just calm the F down is what I need to do. So then I was like, remember when I did the 100 Days of Surrender on YouTube? I don't know if any of you guys did anybody watch that. It's so cringy. It is so cringy. It's 100 days of me learning to surrender into fulfilling myself and finding what this seat right here felt like. So I did that last year. And it was so transformative for me because you kept me accountable. And I don't feel that we should ever have to do these things alone. And I have done this alone my whole life until the last year. So I'm not doing this alone. I'm going to become unshakable. 100%. I'm going to do this. And I know how. It's actually, ironically, on my whiteboard up here, I have a huge whiteboard. Level 4 of Fully Awaken and Ascend is all up on this whiteboard. And I've been putting it into practice and I've been mastering it. And I'm going to be teaching it in December, which I'm really excited about because I love teaching and I haven't been able to do that in a while. Anyways, that combined with the conversation I just had with the entity in my forest, the whole reason that thing is there was to shake me. It is simply a reflection of my opportunity for growth. It's simply a reflection of the piece of me, the piece of my ego, the piece of what is going on that's holding me back. It was beautifully reflecting that for me, causing me to be like outside in the dark. And so I sat there and there was this mutual acknowledgement with it. And I was like, well, hell, I love you now. I don't want you in my house because I got boundaries, but let's meet. And then it offered me the same thing. It said, I want to be unshakable. I'm only reflecting you and you are reflecting me. I want to be unshakable. And I was like, I am. In this moment, I am. And it was a flood of universal inspired action flying through me, with me, for me, the way it's meant to. And it was boom, 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 boom. Everything I needed to understand in a heartbeat. Everything. And it correlates to, did I tell you guys that I don't know? This one's on Facebook. I hate, just do it anyway. I had a meditation with Jesus and Buddha. I don't do drugs, I promise. I don't even smoke pot, like at all. I had a meditation with Jesus and Buddha. And if you find that offensive or too much, don't watch the video. And you don't have to waste your energy commenting because I'm not going to read it anyway. So just move on if that's offensive to you. If it's interesting to you, I had a fucking meditation with Jesus and Buddha. And they were showing me something and sharing something with me that kind of like blew my mind, which I'm not going to bring that information here. It's for me right now. It'll be for the world later. But they showed me a lot of different things. And they had a conversation with me about you are now ready to become solid, to become for your foundation to be unshakable. And they said that to me. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm totally there. Yeah, let's do it. Not realizing how many things were shaking me. And so I am going to do it with you. So I sat after talking to that thing. I don't even know what it is yet. The thing, and talking to myself and sitting with inspired action the same way when I wrote my first book, my first children's books. I had this moment, the psychic phenomenon, and I came home and the children's books literally flew through me in 15 minutes, just like pen to paper. It happened. It was downloaded. So I just downloaded an entire program on how to become unshakable. And I am taking off. I'm going into retreat season, one-on-one retreat season for December. So I will be missing in action fully from December 12th will be my last day until January 2nd. The whole team takes that time off to recoup, to regenerate, to fulfill their buckets, to do their own thing. And I go into retreats as well as some time off. So I'm going to run a program if you are interested, and you do not have to do it. And it's not going to be fluffy. I am going to be so effing spicy in this. There's many layers to my personality. So I am obviously the quirkiest, dorkiest, and I love that about me. I like unicorns. I wear unicorn onesies and I run around in public making people happy. I have the biggest heart to the point where it's a default sometimes. Like I get burnt sometimes, but that's okay. I just move on. I'm way too generous to the point where I deplete my own resources sometimes, but I'm learning. I've learned, I think, actually. I think I'm good now on that, but 2 months ago, no, not so much. But there is a piece of me that is so damn spicy. My clients know it. My students know it. I will literally tell you to bend over so I can kick you in the ass. Like, I'm not holding back. I'm not filtering. I'm not here to make you feel special, and I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. So I am a hard ass, and I am very driven, and I am a badass bitch. Like, I know what I want. I don't bring that to the world because, a lot of people really don't like that type of personality. So I offer this version of myself. I don't offer that version of myself to the public. But this program, oh, it's on. It's fucking on. And I'm not going to let you be small. So I'm going to launch a very small program for 4 weeks. It is November 20th on Monday through to Monday, December 11th. It is just 4 weeks. There will be a private group. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it on WhatsApp or Facebook yet, but there will be a private group where you will have daily support and daily messages from me, Monday through Friday. You will meet other people who are walking the same path and doing the same journey. You will get your ass handed to you. So if you want to become unshakable, do it. If you do not want your ass handed to you and you do not want a reality check, do not do it because you probably won't love me very much after that. I say it with love, but I'm not like I'm spicy. Like I don't stop. This is what we're doing. My motto right now is don't be a dumbass. Like Nikki's making shirts right now that say don't be a dumbass. And she's making a shirt that says thank you, I love you. And there's another one, but I can't remember what. So anyways, that's going to be my theme for a little while. Don't be a dumbass. And I don't want to be a dumbass. So we're moving up. This program will be all 4 bodies. So it's 4 weeks. We will be tackling your mindset. We will be tackling your awareness. We will be tackling your wisdom, your schedule, your routine, setting yourself up for success. There will be a physical component as well, which I love. I am a master personal trainer. That is something I used to do a long time ago. So you're going to get a little bit of that information because it's required. And you do what you want with it. Thrive or don't. It's on you. I'm not doing it, but I don't want to do it alone. So I'm going to launch this and we're going to do a couple of different things. So you're going to get daily messages and support. It's going to be at I didn't even write down what time. 4:30 on Mondays for 4 weeks, and it will be recorded and it will be posted in the private group so you can always catch the replay. I'm gonna do it cheap as shit because I'm expensive, just so you know. You guys are like, "No shit, we know dime." Um, I don't know, I know my worth, and I change lives all over the world, and you will never go backwards once you're done working with us. So I'm really pricey, but this is only gonna be $89 for the 4 weeks. That's it. Because it's not about the monetary, and I'm gonna need to pay Nikki and the new assistant, who I'll announce soon, in order to support me with all of it, so that money's just going to their paychecks. Um but yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna launch. I messaged Sarah Rose and I was like, "You wanna fucking do it with me?" She was like, "Yes, I do." So I'm moving into Unshakable. I am done being any fraction of small in this world. It took me a long time to stop being comfortable as the big fish in a little pond. This is not me being ego. This is my reality. If you want the same thing, follow along. I had to jump and be the little fish in a big pond, like the ocean. And now, I'm not doing that. No, I'm changing the world. And I'm not doing it alone. I have mentors beside me doing it. So the only way you're going to change the world is if you change your damn self. So let's go, shall we? There's also going to be a very, very private, very beautiful promotion for doing 4 weeks with Sarah Rose with the Divine Alignment program as well. So that program is going to tackle your biggest blockages. So Sarah Rose will dive with you once a week for 4 weeks as well. On top of this, she's going to dive in and fix your biggest blockages with you. She's going to navigate you through that so that you can finally be the badass that you were born to be. If you resonate with being a badass, if you want to be all light and love and fluffy, we're not for you. You don't want to do us. You know what I mean? Okay. So there's that. Really, really super excited about that. Another thing we have coming, I have a couple of different companies. And you guys all know Diamond Mentoring Incorporated. One of the companies that we are just about to launch is called Recovering Toxic. I'm such a nerd right now. This makes me so happy. So the first podcast is recorded. I have the TikTok handle, but I haven't made any TikToks yet on it because I got to learn to love that. I'm unshakable. I can do anything. I'm going to make TikToks. It's no big deal. It's totally fine. I'm going to do that. But what I would love from you is what topics, if you were going to listen to a podcast on recovering toxic, what would you want to talk about? What would you want to know? So our goal right now is it's just words. It's just a podcast. There's no services yet with this, but we do have some mentors coming up that are just finishing their certification program. I am a recovered toxic. I'm going to be totally transparent with you right now. I was the most toxic mother ever. My mother is obnoxiously toxic. That sounds judgy. Don't care. My father, super toxic. Their parents, probably even more so. Don't care. Know better, do better. Didn't. Not my problem. Here I am. So my parents were super toxic. I was super toxic as a parent. I was a very toxic daughter. Once I hit like 17, I was like angry. So super toxic. I was very toxic with my friendships in my 20s and 30s. Not so much 30s, but 20s for sure. I was obnoxiously, painfully toxic with the conversation with my body. I was toxic to a lot of people. I was very toxic. And now, toxic relationships, 100%, Danielle. Oh my God, I could write a book on what not to do. I was a see you next Tuesday to a few partners, all out of fear of not being kept. But I'm very comfortable talking about this. So we're starting a podcast on recovering toxic, recovering from the toxic that's been bestowed upon you, recovering from the toxic mentality of being a self victim. The thing, recovering from the hidden ways in toxic positivity. Yes. Oh, okay. We're going to talk about, I'm taking notes. What else do you guys got for me? Toxic relationships. Toxic positivity is my pet peeve. You will see me blow a gasket and roll my eyes like a mofo with that one. Ooh, I hate it. When people are like, oh, I'm so grateful. Like, "Ugh, don't. That's not going to get you anywhere. Um, Perfect. Keep shooting up what topics you would love because we're going to launch it. The other part of this is we are going to support the everybody who listens to it, but it's more designed for those that don't have. I didn't have a mom. Okay. Like, I mean, there was a birth mom, but she was not a mother. I did not have a mom. I did not have a mentor growing up. I have done this alone. I did not have soul sisters. I did not have soul family. I did not have best friends. I was so alone and lost trying to navigate my life. And I was abandoned for the very last time by my mother when on Mother's Day 10 years ago this year or 11 years ago on this. She just abandoned me for the very last time. And I was like, bye. So I didn't have that. I don't wish that for anyone. I want to support the souls who have been pushed out of their family because of who they are. Because I got pushed out of my family for being who I am. And it wasn't nearly as scary as coming out of the closet. It wasn't nearly as scary as being non-binary. It wasn't nearly as scary as being gay. It wasn't nearly as scary as being transgender. It wasn't nearly as scary as being super, super spiritual, talking to dragons. Okay, that was me. And being in a strong religion. There's so many of us that are being abandoned, and I don't want that for the world. So, recovering toxic is about how to navigate life in the face of adversity, in the face of the opposite of unity. What would be that word? I don't know. But we're going to move into unity. And so we are going to have very, very bold conversations where I swear a lot, in case you haven't noticed, but I would be swearing a lot. I'm super passionate about this. So yeah, hit me up with the topics that you want to hear because we're going for it. And I have the most beautiful souls, the most beautiful souls, the most inspirational souls. There is a 22-year-old soul in my life who blows me away with their wisdom and their calm nature. Like, and you know who I'm talking about. You know who you are. And a 29-year-old who blows me away with her connection. So they're going to be on this. One of my up and coming mentors, Bex, who just was here for a retreat, is going to be on it. Toxic body image, toxic in Lori, you're just throwing it at me. Oh my God, I love that. Toxic body image, yeah. Oh, it's just my heart is expanding. Like I can feel it moving through me to the point where I want to throw up. I'm so excited. Oh, it's so good. All right. 43 minutes, not an hour and a half. Let's go into the energy read, shall we? My heart's so overwhelming right now. Do you ever have those days where you're just like, does it get better? Like I'm on a high right now. Because I'm integrating becoming unshakable. Like, oh, this is exciting. I'm just going to resettle. Ready? Okay, let's connect in. I just saw your comment. Ending a toxic relationship, walking away from a effing narcissist. We're going to talk about that too, because that's going to give you some PTSD. Also, walking away from religion. I had to turn my back on being a Jehovah's Witness, and there's a lot of PTSD that comes with walking away from a cult. I called it that. Not that sounds so judgy. I really try not to sound judgy here, and I'm not judging. However, my experience with it and many of the souls that have also had that same experience that have shared with me, there's just a lot of fear inundation. And when you are inundated with any belief and not allowed to have your own, I tend to label that cultish. So it was just really uncomfortable. Okay, there's a question here. What emotional block is usually linked to lower back pain? Yes, I've joined the gym especially to strengthen it, but it keeps flaring up. Thank you. I love you. Thank you. I love you. I'm just continuing to read and then I'm going to answer that. Um, spiritual leadership narcissism. Spiritual narcissist is a thing. Hmm. I would like to point out a few of them who I know on TikTok, but I shall not. It's right on the tip of my tongue though, and I want to say it. Spiritual narcissists are real. There is such a thing as that. So be careful. Okay. Question: lower back pain. So lower back pain, one, that's your foundation. So usually the lower back pain is related to what makes you feel safe. So if you're going through financial stress or feeling the ache to go into soul purpose and being in the 3D world stress, that'll flare up your lower back. Um, there will be Lori, if you're still here, throw a comment in what you think because she's really connected into a lot of different things as well. Lori's amazing. Um, so lower back will be the fear of flexibility. It's your foundation. So the fear of moving forward, the fear of flexibility, the fear of financial support, the fear of not being emotionally fulfilled by your partner, your family, your parent, your career. It can be, let me just tap into your energy for a second. I'm feeling it. I can feel it. There's just this little, I'm not going to share too much because it's not my story, but what I'm picking up for you, babe, is this like it's like it's radiating down into your hip joint, like the inside of the hip, but on the back, in the lower back, and then it's sort of radiating up. So the origin to me feels more in the hip socket, but at the back of it, like where your ass connects to the pelvic bone. So for that, what I'm feeling is like it's hard. Life is hard to move forward. It's hard to, I have to keep bending for people. I have to keep giving to people. I have to keep offering my best self. I have to be this. And I feel this energy of like, I feel like I can't really truly be myself. I can't, I'm not, my needs, who I am is not being accepted, heard, or understood. Instead, I have to give to too many people. So that could look like having a partner that you have to keep mentoring and course correcting or asking for things like, hey, that really hurts my feelings. Can you not do that? And then they keep doing it. Something kind of like that vibe is what I'm hearing. So moving into lack of support or financial security. Yeah. So thank you, Lori. Um, so I'm feeling it's like, I have to bend too much. And my foundation of who I am is not being accepted. I don't feel safe, is what I'm feeling. So hopefully that helps. All right. What's it called again? Christy, I'm not sure what's called. I talk about too many things. The podcast is Recovering Toxic. It's not launched yet, but the TikTok handle is there. If you want to go to Recovering Toxic and follow it on TikTok to support me, because I think there's 0 followers and there's 0 videos, but I will put one up very soon. I would love that support actually to bring this message to the world, you guys. Ooh, God, that would make me so happy. Um, and then the program that I'm going to launch November 20th, Monday, November 20th, 4 weeks straight to December 11th with the private either Facebook group or WhatsApp group. I'm not sure with the daily messages. That one is Becoming Unshakable. So it's not even on the website. I'm not putting it on the website. Email, put Unshakable in the subject line if you want in on that, and I will respond. Um, I'm going to keep checking in for the next. Cindy's in transition, new girl's taking over. I'm kind of like doing all the things right now. So it'll be me answering emails for that. Okay, for real, let's go into energy pull. So I'm going to start to shuffle. I'm going to connect in. For those of you that haven't seen this before, um, I I don't even know how to explain this. Time doesn't exist, so it doesn't matter when you find this. There'll be something in it that resonates with you. If you have made it the 48 minutes so far, still listening and paying attention, then yeah, you're here for this. This is for you. I just connect into my guides that connect into the matrix of all that is, the universal divine oneness, which means your guides, you, all of that, and then it channels through me. So we're just going to get some direction on what to expect for the next week until I get to come live again next Thursday. So I want you to settle into yourself, and you can either just trust that whatever is meant for you, you'll know, or you can pick 1, 2, or 3, or you can pick a combination or a progression. What are you doing? Let me know as I shuffle. What are you picking? 1, 2, 3, progression or combination? I had to settle my damn self. I'm gyrating right now. Seeing the numbers. Ooh, hello. All right, cool. All right, one came out and it was like, up, there we go. So there's a little bit of lackluster going on for number ones. Number two was like, slow the fuck down. Ooh. So your overall theme is going to be slowing down. Number threes, I actually got a heart palpitation when I did it. So you're either experiencing a lot of euphoria or anxiety. I'm going through both. Law of polarity, super fun. So there's that. All right, let's connect in. Beautiful. You're welcome, babe. Okay, let's go into number ones. It's so pretty. Okay. First thing, probably start using some crystals. I don't know what's what. I just intuitively am like, oh, this one's nice or shiny or pretty, and I use that one for a bit. But some crystal therapy is going to be really essential for you this week. So trust your intuition, whatever it is. I don't know. If it's moldavite, be hella careful because moldavite will rip your life apart in such a great way if you're ready for it. And if you're not, not so much. But I'm hearing cleanse your crystals, charge your crystals, use them this week on person, meaning in your pocket, in your bra. I don't know, wherever you need to put it there. So there's that. When we use crystals, it amplifies whatever the property is of that crystal and you put it on person. It's putting that frequency into your frequency to support you in enhancing your own vibration. So that's why they're really important to put on person. So there's that. Okay. So what I'm hearing is number ones, there is a big transition aching to happen. There's this bubbling forward in your heart. I'm actually seeing like a bubble in the heart where your soul, your compass is like, can we work on confidence? Can we work on sustaining confidence right now? This is you moving away from being wishy-washy with your worth or your confidence or your voice or your expectations from others on how they will treat you. You're moving away from that and you're moving into really solid, clean. This is who I am. This is what I'm doing. Take it or leave it. Love you. That kind of vibe. So there is a big enhancement in your confidence coming forward. Some of you in number ones are about to like really step into a more courageous sense of knowing, trusting what you're here for. So pay attention to the little things that are coming through the synchronicity. I don't fucking know how to say that word. And even if you tell me, I'm not going to know. I'm never going to remember because my ADHD. So whatever that word is, pay attention to those things. Pay attention to the alignment. Pay attention to the signs for confidence. When we get confirmation, we become confident. But there's going to be a lot of inspired action moving through you, and your environment is going to be speaking to you. So you'll just casually look at something and you'll have a thought and you'll be like, oh, that's stupid. That's my imagination. No, it's not. It is your truth. It is your compass guiding and directing you. So there's a lot of like forward movement available, but the minimal forward movement will be solidifying your worth and your confidence this week if you allow it. Now, if you don't allow it, you're going to go into, you may be having heart palpitations as well, number ones. You're going to go into, if you don't allow that, you're going to go into feeling having evidence that your voice is not valued, having evidence that your worth is not valued. So that could look like getting demoted at work. It could look like a breakup. It could look like people fat shaming you. I love it. I'm a curvy girl. I wear a bikini. And I remember one of my clients, I went on a retreat and this individual was like, I don't understand. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't understand? Like, we're standing on a beach and I'm wearing a bikini. She's like, I cannot understand how you are so confident. No, thank you. I was like, oh, that seemed passive aggressive, didn't it? So you may have situations like that. I don't want that for you. It is no fun. So there's going to be these little things if you don't allow your confidence. So what do we do? How do we enhance this confidence? Crystals are going to do that. So look for crystal that's about powering you up, inner power, inner trust. I don't know what these crystals are. Anybody who is crystal professional, what crystals can people use for power, confidence, trust, um, enhancing self worth? So you're going to want something around that. I'm sure you could Google search too. There's that. So you're going to do that. That's going to support you in navigating your frequency to receive the good stuff, not the backhanded whatever the hell I got on the beach that one day. Um, the other piece of this is about connectivity. This is about connecting into all that is. So it's going to be important for you guys to meditate this week. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you, Alexis. Thank you, Sarah Rose. Connectivity is really big. Allow your community in. Allow your, I don't really like the word family because I think that's bullshit. But yet I use that term all the time because I don't know what other, and I don't like the word tribe because I feel like that's invasive for its own reasons. I don't like the word crew because I'm not on a ship. I don't like the word gang because I'm not in a gang. So I don't know. Do you have a word for that would encompass all of that? But let your people in, let your souls in, let your soul family into your life. Call them in, go into meditation, connect into your guides. This is just through intention. Go into a meditation, connect into your guides, and call them out. Say, come find me, align with me. I'm ready for you. There is an opportunity for very beautiful expansion. And when like energies come together, it's the same as bringing in a dark room. If I put one tea light candle in there, oh, cool. That's what I did my whole life. I was the only tea light. And everybody's like, you're crazy. And then, but when we bring like 4 or 5, the room gets brighter. When we bring 10, the room gets brighter. And they create this energy together. So that is what your soul connections are going to do for you. Don't do this alone. Don't do what I did. Don't do, again, back to the t-shirt, don't be a dumbass. Don't do what I did. I couldn't find anybody, but you're going to feel this sense of connectivity happening. So call them out in your meditations. You will arrive. You will connect. It's really important for you. And some of you are just going to like, poof, expand into it and have people arrive, souls arrive that you're like, oh my God, yes. Soul connections. Is that what we're going to go with? That's what we're going to go with. Really incredible opportunity to feel so much better by the end of this week for number ones. Okay, number twos. Let's get into it. This was the slow down one. Again, community. Look at this. This is all about community. This is about togetherness. So both of you guys are getting that. Ones and twos. You cannot make this shit up. You know how I was like, when I pulled them out, I was like, oh, number two was like, oh, slow down. So look at this. This is really funny. Love it when this happens. So this card, I'm going to try not to hit my microphone. There's a gate open right here. And you're kind of like in this cave and you're like, oh my God, there's the sun. And like, let's run into the sun. But then there's a closed gate right there. Right. So that's like, okay, the gates are open and we've been rushing, we've been pushing through, we've been wanting, desiring. And it's like, there's another gate, just stop. You're fine. There's no rush. This also comes with your healing journey. Very much. Sarah Rose and I see this with our clients sometimes. So I'm not picking on anyone, but we see, okay, how do we hurry this up? How do we speed it up? How do we speed up my healing process so I can arrive? How do we speed up my meditations? How do we speed up the psychic phenomenons? How do I speed up my gifts? And there's this angst, this push for more. This now, I need it now. If it's not happening right now, that's on you. Totally on you. If it's not happening right now, it's because you're not allowing it. You're forcing it. Think about energy, okay? Ready? Universal flow understands focus, not choice. So whatever your focus is on is what you are going to experience. So if your focus is, it's not happening fast enough, I don't have the love of my life, there's no good fish in the sea, I'm not connected in my meditations, oh, I've got too many bills, oh, I have to work harder. That's going to be your outcome. Again, don't be a dumbass. Move it over into, I trust my soul. I trust this journey. Look at how red I'm getting because I'm menopause and hot flashes, guys. This is real. And then my hair is poofy. My ears are burning right now and my armpits are super sweaty and I'm getting a sweat stash. And that's 1 part menopause, 2 part because of you, number twos. This is on you. This has nothing to do with me. Not at all. Um, this is really about surrendering and trusting. Your soul is your compass, babe. You are not going to get it wrong. You are not going to miss the boat. You are not going to get it wrong at all. Slow down, surrender. Move through it with ease. Trust yourself. Understand that energy goes where your focus is, okay? So, what are you saying? What story are you doing? Are you trying to speed things up? Because if you're trying to speed it up, it means that you don't trust it's going to happen. So, therefore, you're forcing an outcome. Are you mentoring? This is what I used to do, ready? Are you mentoring the hell out of your partner and giving them endless advice about your own spiritual journey in attempts to make them understand so that they'll match you? Don't do that. Don't do that. Are you endlessly over communicating? Do not do that. You are trying to force the outcome. You are not trusting the outcome. It's a you thing. Work on you always. Slow down. Where is your conversation going? Where is your focus going? Be you. Just heal your damn self. Lift your own vibration. Expand your own vibration. Everything else around you will match every single time. So that's for number twos this week. Lean into, be very careful, number twos, about who you're talking to. This is another thing that I'm going to hit you real hard with because this is another spicy thing, pet peeve of mine with TikTok. Oh, ready? When you are getting advice from someone, or when you are bitching about your life to someone, which I do to Sarah Rose quite frequently, the advice you're getting back is always through their lens. They are always looking at A, how much they love you and the outcome they desire for you. 2, their reality, their perception, how they've gone through and what they would do. They're not in your shoes. So if you find yourself bitching about the same thing endlessly over and over again, maybe go to your journal or hire a professional who is not going to look through their own lens, who is going to look through your lens, who is going to stay in neutrality and help you understand what is happening, instead of giving you advice based on their desire for you, which is just going to slow down your awakening process, by the way, because they're looking at their love for you and they're trying to protect you. They want the best for what they think is the best for you. What we want for you is for you to understand why you're holding yourself back and for you to stop doing it. We don't want to be like, oh, girl, leave him. No, it's not about him. Oh, babe, understand yourself. So this is going to be another thing. And this is why you're being asked to slow down, number twos, so that you can get really aware. Whose story are you listening to? And are you healing yourself? And lean into the people who can come to you with neutrality, who can come to you and honor you enough to not give you their own personal opinion, not their own personal journey experience, their spiritual wisdom, but to hold space for you to see yourself. That's your community. Everybody else, no, don't do it. Don't go to TikTok and listen to endless tarot readings. This is the pet peeve that I wanted to share. One of the default of fourth dimensional consciousness is when we start to understand our gifts and we start to become very, very, very intuitive. And we go to the tarot and we're flipping it really fast, so fast that when one falls out, that's obviously the one. Couldn't possibly. Of course, you're going to fucking drop cards because you're shuffling like a maniac. Just putting that out there. Okay. Slow down. If you're going to them and they're going through, they're going to be reading that card through their own perception and lens. They're going to be looking at it and based on everything that they understand about the experience up until now, because they can only understand their human experience, they are going to read it through their lens and their desires. So if you keep hearing, oh my God, a big opportunity is coming for you, babe, that's because that's what they want for themselves. And it's evident because they're on TikTok doing lives all the time with their deck of cards and shuffling like mad, trying to be important and trying to be popular and therefore getting clients. And if they have that much time to be live on TikTok, they do not have clients. So they're not in their highest timeline. That's why you see me once a week. I don't have time for this otherwise. So throwing that out there in my spicy way, they're looking through their own lens. Look through your own lens. Trust your damn self. You are wise. You have everything you need to know in here. Confirmation brings confidence. Awesome. Go to someone who's in neutrality. Don't do the other stuff. Again, I went on a rant. I'm stopping now. Let's move on to number 3. I'm really passionate today. You know why? Because like all of the shit that's coming through me, that thing that's in my backyard, which I'm gonna, as soon as I'm done this, I'm going back out there and being like, can we talk again? Like, I'm on fire today. It is a good day. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Okay, number 3s. Crapshoot, man. Hi. Can we meet? Can we like, oh my goodness. So number 3s, I'm not gonna blow smoke up your ass, but I'm kinda gonna blow smoke up your ass a little bit. Not smoke, but I'm gonna be like, "Oh my god, good job," because 'cause you're doing a good job. So, number 3s, you've got a little bit of polarity going on. 1, you feel your power rising. You feel yourself stepping into your highest timeline. You feel it coming. I feel it, you know you're worth it, you know you've got it going on. It is happening. The problem is there might be, so self-check in the power of 369. I teach that in Fully Awaken and Ascend, and I'm going to be talking a lot more about that in level 4. But there's this piece in it where the infinity symbol is how life works, how energy works. Okay. So, real simple. Do I have a drawing of it somewhere? No, I do not. Okay. We're just going to go with my hands. So, the infinity symbol is like 8 sideways, right? Okay. So, right here is the middle of that 8, the infinity. I should really try and draw it. Move on. So, what was goes through this side of the infinity symbol, comes to right here, right now, the junction point, and then it goes through creating what was, what will be. What was is what will be. As above, so below, as within, so without. Everything is an equal match. What was, how you perceive what was, will always be what comes down the pipeline. Every single time you will receive your perception of what was. So you need to heal what was in order to receive what will be. So if you're like, "Oh my god, it was the worst thing ever," and, then you're gonna get that again. If you're like, "I will no longer allow narcissistic, mean, unkind people in my life. I now have boundaries." Nope, you're still focused on what was, you're gonna get it again. Maybe a lesser version, but you're gonna get it again. So, for you to evolve into this power that wants to come through for you, it is time to go to your journal and be like, let me understand. What am I afraid of? What am I letting in? What does love look like in my life? What does money look like in my life? What is the conversation? So, if I were to say, um, I don't even have a question because my mind's all over the place. If I was to introduce you to money, like as a person, what would be your fears associated with that person? If I was to say, this is your forever and always person, this is who you're going to spend the rest of your life with, this is your twin flame, what would be your fears associated with that, whether you have them or not? What are the fears? If you have a lot of money and you've got your twin flame, is there any fears lingering? Is there any fears about being seen in the world? Is there any fears about your soul purpose, that it's not going to happen, that it's not going to be sustainable? What's going on? Get clear this week. This is an opportunity to drastically elevate your power. So your power is not something that forces onto anything. Your power is a great big light, basically. So when you are standing in your power, when you are owning your power, you will naturally own your boundaries, your worth, your confidence, and everything around you will reciprocate that. 100%. So you are moving into number 3s, that style. You're that style. What the fuck was that? You're moving into that way of being. It's because I read a comment and someone said I was hysterical, and I was like, I am really ranting today. I got distracted. Okay. Own your power is what I'm trying to say. That's so fucking long-winded. Coming back to reality. I just get super passionate, okay? So we're going to be evolving our power. That also means your Care Bear stare is what I call it. So your navel chakra is like where you bring things in and you either go, oh, I know what to do with this, and you put it into movement, or you're like, no, I'm going to digest it, and you dump it down into your guts and it lingers there. We want that energy moving through you. So we want to open up that navel chakra, which is just intention. Just rub it in a circle, move energy through it, do that kind of thing. But it's going to be expanding. And with that, you're going to be expanding your power and how you radiate into your vortex. So there's a lot of activation. There's a lot of leveling up in your power. How many times can I say it? Okay, I'm done saying it now. The other part of this message is like, how do I put this? I'm going to show you the card. This is how I'm seeing the card, okay? Cover the words because I ain't about the words. Okay, this is the card. So here's this boat going down a channel. There's endless doors. There's endless opportunity. It's moving. It sails up. There. It's not a motorboat. It's not a speedboat. It's not a like the boat that the Vikings have with the oars screaming and going. This is just put your sail up and trust the process. It's a straight line, babe. Like, just let the wind take you. Just trust the flow. Sarah Rose and I just did a podcast on this, actually. I don't even know if it's up yet. That'll be somewhere on YouTube. We literally just talked about surrendering into universal flow and what that really means. So go check that out. But that's what this is about for number threes. You're learning to own your power, own your worth, own your confidence, to own your energy vortex in order to trust the process and the flow. That boat is just going downstream. It sails up. There's lots of doors. If one's open, it might look in and go, do I want to go there? Maybe not. Maybe. There's no right or wrong. There's no actual have to, supposed to. You are the creator of your experience. And that's all it is. So there is no be all end all at all. And you can change your mind at any given moment. You can arrive in your highest timeline, but your highest timeline is what makes you feel like you're thriving, what makes you feel the most joy and pleasure, because that is your highest timeline. You can put a visual to it, like I have. My next highest timeline is I would like to buy a retreat property on a beach with trees, a very small one, so that I only have to see a small group of people at a time. But I would like to do that. I'd like to do 50-50 like I used to in Canada and somewhere on a beach. That's my next highest timeline because that brings me joy. That makes me thrive. I love it. I love the beach. Yeah. So what's your vision? What are you going to? Don't allow your ego to, again, when we embody our power, you hear me say it all the time because sometimes I get a little bit, because I can be pretty bold with some of my statements. I know I'm fucking awesome. I know that. I know I'm in my highest timeline. I know that I am a really awesome boss babe. I know that I'm highly successful. I understand these things and I own it. And then sometimes I'll be like, this sounds very ego bad because I don't want the comments, right? So that's the same vibe. I'm taking my own advice right in this moment, right? We don't have to justify why we love ourselves or own our worth. We're not going to do that this week at all. We're just going to own it. And we're just going to be like, I might even look down my nose about it like, I know. But can you own it? Can you move out of justifying why and move into just owning your power? And you can go wherever you want to go. There's no right or wrong. Just surrender. This week is all about, let's see what I'm creating. That's an amazing motto. Someone remind me of that later. All week, let's just see what it is that I am creating. Interesting. Shall I create more or shall I create less of that? That is all I'm going to do. I don't know where that voice came from, but there it is. Done. Mic drop. Not a mic drop, card drop. Okay. I'm really hyper. Probably because I had 3 cups of coffee. It might be the 3 cups of coffee, or it could be the thing in the backyard, or it could be the fact that I'm about to become unshakable, which is a really good feeling, you guys. Oh, like legit, I am in the process of becoming completely unshakable. What happens after you become unshakable? What's next? I'm pretty much fearless except for the dark and the thing in the backyard. I don't like it sometimes. But to become in my foundation unshakable is like overwhelming to me. And I'm super excited about that. So I'm going to go talk to the thing in the backyard and I'm going to go have a meditation and then I'm going to go back to work. All right. I'll stop talking now. An hour and 14 minutes. Woo! Less than last week. God, I talk a lot. Okay. I love you. Thank you for spending time with me. Thank you for all of your love letters and your comments and your support. Honestly, it makes my heart so happy. I don't care if it's 2 people or 2,000. It doesn't matter to me. I love you guys. So thank you. I love you. And I will see you live next Thursday. The Ascension Series is always posted on Tuesday. Sarah Rose has her Shadow Work is a Bitch podcast going on. So good. So good. Grab that. And then we have our joint podcast between Sarah Rose and I. And then Recovering Toxic. It's coming. Yay. So excited. I've been dying to tell everyone about that. Dying is an overstatement. I've been very excited about telling people that. Okay. I'm leaving now. For real. Mwah. Thank you. I love you. Bye.